What's up, guys? Welcome back to the shop. Working on the truck. Pretty much got the coolant system finished up. In fact, I'm about to put the first drop of coolant in it. Show you what I got. And yes, I did go ahead and paint the radiator and the front and the sides of the intercooler. I didn't paint the back side of the intercooler. Nobody's ever going to see it. Waste of paint. Yeah, so it looks great though. See, the radiator actually liked that paint a lot. That's the Rapco flat black, and all I did was scuff it down first and then spray it. The bracket itself is VHT engine enamel, so just what I had laying around. Figured I'd use up the last little bit of it. Painted the bracket green. I elected not to do a diagonal brace here yet because I'm going to build a fan shroud off of this. Basically, it's just going to be like a piece of sheet metal across the top to fill in this space here, and then the same thing on the sides. I'll have another piece of angle iron that comes down here and back here to make a good frame, and I'll just fill that with sheet metal. And then, you know, a small section going back this way just to kind of direct the air. Be the same on both sides, and that will give that the extra support it needs. So I'm not going to do a cross brace or a diagonal brace because it'll just get in the way of that. I've got a cut down 2nd gen Dodge upper radiator hose up here. This is just temporary. I've got my metal pipe made for that. I just need to find somebody in town that has a tubing bead former, so I can put a bead on this end so it doesn't blow off. But got my lower metal hose on there. Piece of used silicone hose. I didn't have enough, so I had to reuse an old piece, but it's silicone hose, and that actually isn't that old. What else? Oh, I got my turbo boost reference line put on. Still haven't done anything else with the exhaust yet, but this is the coolant I use in all of my diesel vehicles, okay, just in case you were wondering. And I'm sorry, you'll have to deal with the fan noise because it is hot and humid as shit. I'm dying out here. Fleet Charge SCA pre-charged from Peak. I've used this in all of my diesel engines for years now, and this stuff is the cat's ass. If you have a rusty cooling system, if you spend the time to actually clean it out, you know, the normal way, like flushing it a few times and using, like, I like to use CLR, sometimes that works on them. And then you start using this will actually clean out the things that all the other cleaners couldn't get over time. Now, it's going to take you a couple of drain and fills and a couple of years with this to get the cooling system clean, but once this stuff does its work, I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's got detergents in it, I don't know. It's not the SCA. The SCA just keeps cavitation down, but I don't know. If you look at before and after and you try this yourself, you'll see what I'm talking about. If you run this for a full season, you change the antifreeze 2 or 3 times, and you drive the truck often, the parts that you've taken apart that are nasty inside before that you couldn't get clean will look like brand new. And it's something about this that does it. I don't know what it is. I use it. You can buy it 50/50 or full strength. Here lately, I've been buying it full strength and just using the distilled water from Walmart because it's cheaper. So, 3 gallons of coolant makes 6 gallons, and you know, the old standard. So, well, oh, you know what? I'm gonna make sure that. Oh yeah, it wasn't tight. It is now though. Isn't that just the best when you put a new radiator in and dump half your new coolant out on the ground? Yeah, you know what? I think we're going to use our trusty camera stand here, because I'm not trying to do this one-handed with gallons of coolant and spilling stuff everywhere. So, anyway, how have you guys been? Hope everything's going well for you. You know, honestly, things are not too bad for me right now. I complain a lot, so probably nice that for once I'm not. Really? Okay, so what I just said I wasn't going to complain, and I dropped my shit. And Yeah, okay. I hope this is not... I hope that didn't fuck up the footage and like flip it over or something. But I guess we'll see. A little late now. Because it, you know what? Be patient with me. Hopefully this doesn't screw things up. I'm going to flip this over the way I usually have it. There. I don't know if that did anything weird. I guess we'll see on the video. So, let's try this again. Not complaining. Enjoying life. How are you guys? Things are going good. I'm happy I'm making good progress on the truck here. Let's see about putting some juice in it. And if you're going to ask, the way I prep these, the radiator and the intercooler before paint is just cleaning it off with some acetone and a paper towel, a blue paper shop towel, and then scuffing it down with a red Scotch-Brite scuff pad. Just knock the shine off of it. Paint's either going to stick or it won't. You know how aluminum is. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Should hold, but you know, the nice thing is that rat fill paint comes in spray cans. So yeah. And there's a 30 gallon antifreeze, 30 gallon of water. You know, I don't have my return tank yet. I'll come later. A radiator like this and an engine like this is probably going to really want an actual coolant return tank instead of just like the multi-fuel just basically dump its guts out on the ground until it got to the level it wanted. Not going to want to do that with this kind of cooling system. Alright. Now, let's see, what can you see? Move it over here and tilt this down. Now we can go to, we got a couple empty jugs so we can actually go and make ourselves steam jug, right? So, we'll open another gallon of straight coolant here. We'll pour roughly half into this jug. So we don't spill. That's not bad. The more I spill, the less I'll have to pour. A little more. Alright, that's roughly half and half. Now we can take a gallon of water, use it half in here and half in that one. Roughly. This doesn't have to be exact. You've got the same amount anyway. As long as you kind of sort of mix it right. Alright. 2 more gallons of coolant there. So, now this isn't really necessary, but I like to just make sure it's evenly distributed, the water and the coolant. It's going to do that when you put it in the engine anyway and it's running the water pump circulating it. It's just a thing, you know. Alright. 2 more gallons of coolant now, so set that one there, set this one here. I'm going to move you guys back over here. So now you see that you don't need to buy 50/50 coolant per se. You can mix your own. It's easy. It just takes. You don't even have to have any spare containers. I just showed you that. So you know what? Tired of bending over that bumper. So it's slightly irritating that I keep losing coolant out of that overflow tube because there's nothing hooked to it, but I guess it would be up to me to do something about it if it was going to happen, huh? This coolant is pink. I like it. Kind of tells you, you know, if you're in a parking lot, yes, this coolant is yours, not the guy that was parked before you, if it is in fact yours. Because everybody has green coolant or orange, right? Most vehicles aren't running a pink coolant unless they're heavy-duty diesel. I do have my upper heater hose, this valve open just to vent, to allow things to go a little easier. In other words, it'll be venting air from that heater hose connection instead of trying to gurgle out and spitting coolant all up in my face and all over the top of the radiator here. Now I want to close it before I run it, and I need to try to remember that. Otherwise it's going to shoot a jet of coolant out over the fender and all over the yard there. And yeah. Alright, oh, the level is above the coils. In fact, it is about even with the top of this elbow right here. That doesn't necessarily mean it's at the same level in the engine itself. But it might be. Now I gotta do a different dance to get out of here. Got 1 more gallon of coolant and 1 more gallon of water. So we're going to mix up 2 more gallons. And just because I don't want you guys to be super bored, I'm going to let you watch me. Sort of. I figure if I'm going to let you watch a video, I should at least be on the screen, right? Hopefully I'm in frame there. If not, so that's 4 gallons of coolant so far in there. I figure it'll probably take 5. But we'll see exactly how much it takes. Now remember, we don't have an expansion tank yet. A good expansion tank will hold a gallon, or at least a half a gallon. So it's probably going to hold 5.5, 6 gallons total, which is about standard for a Cummins cooling system, which is what I was going for, you know. Now, if you remember the old multi-fuel, I think it held like 8 gallons. But the Cummins is a more efficient, modern engine. Shouldn't need as much. A smaller engine too, obviously, physically, size-wise. Smaller block is not going to hold as much coolant, obviously. Alright. Why I do this, but I do. Now this only goes so far, you know, filling a cooling system with the vehicle not running. Most of you probably know that to get a good, completely full cooling system, you do need to run the engine. And we're gonna do that. What I don't know is if we're gonna do it on camera. Watching for coolant to start dumping out of that heater hose. I'm at the top of the filler neck now. Let's try it. Oh, there he goes. Okay. I just got coolant out of the heater hose connection over here. So I'd say that's probably either full or very close to it. That's about half of that. I ain't taking no more. Well, there goes an air bubble. Yeah, there's a little bit of air coming out as it sits. Got coolant out there. I need to get a rag. I don't want this coolant blowing all over the engine. Okay, so for right now, I know I have some coolant return hose squirreled away somewhere. I just had it the other day. Where I put it, I don't know. But, right there. I think. Heater hose, yep. So, looks like it's gonna fit. Yep. So for now, we're just gonna kind of run that down into the coolant jug. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. In fact, I'm gonna set it down there on the step. That way it doesn't vibrate around and fall over and spill coolant all over the floor. And what we'll do is we'll stick the hose all the way down to the bottom of it. See what we got here? Yep. And it's not gonna leak from that. There shouldn't be any pressure there. Might help put the cap. Oh, well, we're gonna start it. Fuck. How do I want to do this? I don't know if it's gonna like belch out everywhere as soon as I start it or not. I'm just trying to not make a mess, to be honest. By the way, I did get it to idle. I just bumped up the idle screw a little bit. That's still not. It's still not right. It's idling too high, and I know what it is. I've got to tighten those governor springs another couple clicks or something. That way I can drop the idle back down. The governor springs, when you tighten them, it gives them more fuel at idle, which if you don't have it tight enough, it won't give you enough fuel to idle. So that's my issue. So let's start it. That is awesome. The first time in more than half a year this truck has run on its own with coolant in it. And I feel like I could walk away for a couple of minutes and it's not going to overheat and lock up. So, I don't see, oh, you know what? I got a leak. See that? My fucking upper hose is leaking. Alright, so no sooner than I say I feel like I could walk away and it won't overheat, I see it's leaking. So, that, I kind of half-ass expected that. That's a, that's an 1.5-inch filler, or water neck, and it's a 2-inch hose, I think, or 1.75 inches. So, definitely gonna have to do something about that. Yeah. We'll figure it out. No big deal. Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that. This intercooler, I have had it on. It looks awesome. I've got all the nose panels cut and trimmed. Well, they're right there. You see how much I had to trim them. I had to turn that thing over. Show you more about that when that is all put together, which is going to be very soon. I've just got to get those painted, and then they'll be going on. So, yeah, thanks for watching, dudes. I'm glad you're keeping up with us. Really happy things are coming along the way they are. That leak is going to be no big deal to fix. I'll probably just put a different or a better clamp on there, tighten it up good. I'm sure it'll stop leaking. If not, I'll have to run to town and find somebody that can put a bead on that tube for me immediately. Appreciate you hanging out. Look, there's there's another guy, one of you guys, the viewers, John. His channel, he's got a channel as well, and I've subscribed to him as well. His channel is called Pew Pew Bang. He does stuff with Deuce and a Half too. He's got a Deuce and a Half that is also his baby, just like this one is mine. And he used to do gun stuff. Apparently he's going to be getting back into that, doing a lot of shooting and blowing things up when he's moving out to Arizona. So if you want to see some cool stuff about that, if you want to help support another small channel and help him grow, go check him out and subscribe. He's a cool dude, real down to earth, doesn't give a shit. He doesn't let things bother him, doesn't bullshit you. So he's funny as hell too. So check out our sponsors in the description below. They make a lot of this stuff possible, and we certainly couldn't do it to the level we do it without them. They deserve your business if anybody does. So they will take care of you. And we'll see you on the next one. Later, guys.